Okay, so we started with time value of money, and we did future value, we did present value, we did annuity. I think as I was solving the last question under annuity, the business, the meeting ended, right? So we are continuing with it. The next thing we are going to learn today is perpetuity. Now, whenever you hear of perpetuity, we are talking of equal payment at equal interval for an infinite period. Please note, infinite period. How is perpetuity different from annuity? Annuity is for a specified period. So annuity has an end. So we are going to tell you maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. It has a specified period. But when you talk of perpetuity, it's an infinite but unforeseen period. Don't know. So we are saying forever, like a regular amount that's going to be paid forever. Okay. Now look at the formula. There's a formula for perpetuity. Present value, the payment over what? The interest. Okay. The payment over the rate, the payment over the interest. All right. So let's solve question under perpetuity. So this an illustration, a perpetuity of 2,500. So when you see a question say infinite, for an infinite forever, then it is what? Perpetuity. A perpetuity of 2,500 per year beginning today is said to offer a 10% interest. What is the present value? What is the present value? So there's a formula, the payment, the regular payment over what? The interest. The regular payment over the interest. Okay. So they said that regular amount, the amount you're going to pay for here is 2,500. They just insert it. Okay, let's solve it. Right. So the formula is what? The formula, we are getting the present value. The formula is payment okay. Payment over interest or rates, any of them that you see, right? So that means this will be equals to the regular amount is what? 2,500. So we have 2,500 over the interest rate, and the interest rate is what? 10%. I said we quote it in what? Decimal form. So that was 0.1. And the final answer is what? Let me just write the answer here. It's 2,500 Ghana. Now, the next thing we are going to learn is unequal cash flow. Unequal cash flow. Unequal cash flow. When we talk about unequal cash flow, we are saying that, yeah, an amount, unequal amount, unequal amount, as they are being an unequal amount for a specified period. So we said annuity is what? Equal amount we have formula, but when it happened that the cash flows coming is not equal. So if someone promised to give you money, but this specified today give you 500, next give you 400, next give you 200 Ghana cedis, then we are saying that the cash flow is what's not equal. Hence, we cannot use the annuity formula because annuity value need an equal amount. So we have to now deal with it individual. You remember how we did future value? So we deal with it individual. Okay. Okay, so that is the formula for it. Okay, payment, then compounding factor. Okay, so that is if it's unequal, then you can't use the annuity formula. You have to calculate them individually. So we have a question here. Is it Vicky companies expecting cash flow of 250 in year one, 400 in year two, and this 50 in the third year? 350 in the third year and 300 in the fourth year. The management wants a 10% return on all investments. Return, okay. So now let's look at this. There's the formula, right? And this is for 4 years. So if this is for 4 years, it means that the formula is going to be a future value. There's a general formula. It's going to be what? The first year payment, PM. Let me erase this and then write it such a way that you relate to this. Okay, so let's do it. Okay. Future. Want to get future value of an unequal or uneven cash flow stream. So we have the payment. This 4 years payment, the first year payment, then 1 plus R minus N minus 1. I wonder why. Okay, plus P M T 1 plus R N minus 2. Okay, plus P PMT 1 minus R plus P M T N minus N. If you can't see, I think where it has shown N minus N. Okay, this is N minus N. Okay, so solve this. Let's insert them. Let's get the information here. So future value is equal to, we have what? 3. Please, we are relating to this. I don't want to write it here. 320, right? We are going by the formula. That would be 1 plus 0.1. But the rate is what? 10%. Raise the power. So we have 4 years. Up to 4 years. Cash flow is up to 4. That would be, we have N minus N is the number. So that would be 4 minus 1. Okay, plus, and the second amount is what? 400 1 plus 0.1. We have 4 minus 2. Okay, plus the third amount is what? 650. So 650 1, it should be plus 0.1 4 minus 3 plus 300 1 plus 0.1 raised the power 4 minus 4. Okay, so that is it. All right, so let's continue. So that will be what? 320 into bracket 1.1 raised the power 3. Okay, plus 400 1.1 4 minus 2 is what? 2 plus this 50 1.1 raised the power 1, right? Or you can leave it. Okay. Plus 300 1.1 raised the power 0. Okay, so we just take all the so I'm going to, for us to finish it, I'm going to guess. So 1 raised the power 3 times 320 is going to be equals to 4 2 5 5.1. Okay, we have 1.1 raised the power 2. Okay, times 400. So that one will give you 4 8 4. Okay, then we have what? This raised the power 1 is 15 times 650 will give us 115. And any number raised the power 0 is 1, right? So this was 1 times 300. We have what? The same 300. So at the end of the day, we are getting 1 9 2 4 point 9 2. Okay, so that's the answer for the future value. Okay, all right. So let's, since we are come, let's erase this. Right, the answer is already. All right, so now let's go to present value. I told you whenever you see present value, we are looking at this. So you see discounting factor somewhere, right? You see discounting factor somewhere. Okay, so present value, this one too is on equal cash flow, where they are promising future on equal cash flow, and you want to determine the value. This is the formula, right? Present value is going the cash flow over the discounted. We are discounting the values into the present value, the future value into the present. We want to know the value now. All right. So I think this one is fairly calculated, so I wouldn't have need to write it. All right. So let's look at the solution. Let's look at the question and the present value. It said what? The equipment, the management of fine electronic company is considering to purchase an equipment to be attached with the main manufacturing machine. The equipment will generate an annual cash flow of 200, 4,000, the second year, right? And 500, 5,000 the third year. So we want to calculate it. Let me. All right. So let me this one down so that. So there's the formula. Okay. There's the formula. Now the first year cash flow is 2,000. Right? The return rate of return 3%. The first year cash flow 2,200. Then is 4,000. The third year is 5,000. So we just insert them here. Year 1, 2,200. Year 2, 4,000. Year 3, 5,000. Then we add it with the discounted factor, which is the rate is what 20%. So see it here. And then so when you calculate all this plus this, we are getting this. Okay, we are getting this. All right. Okay. Now let's continue. We go to amortization. Amortization. Now, if you go for loan in Ghana, they use amortization schedule to calculate your loan payment. Now, when we talk amortization, we are talking of equal payment of debt, which consists where the equal payment consists of the principal and the interest over a specified period. So when you go for a loan, the amount that they charge you to be paying monthly it comprises of the part of the principal you are paying and an interest what you are paying. So we have an example here that we want to talk. Now, mostly automobile loan, home mortgage, student loan, even when you go for business loan, if you went for loan to buy a car, to do your burden, this is how it is calculated. Okay. All right. So this is a typical example. A debt of $10,000 is amortized by making equal payment at the end of every year for 6 years, and interest is 6% compound annually. Construct an amortization schedule. Now, first thing you need to know is first you have to use the annuity formula to calculate the present value, determine the value of the of the value of the regular amount you'll be paying, and that will be determined what the annuity formula, present value annuity formula. So there's the formula. You know, in the formula we have all the necessary information. They are saying that we need to pay a certain regular amount. They've not put it there, but they've given us the amount that we are taking. So, and the amount we are taking it now, we are taking the amount now. The rest of the money will be paid in what? You'll be paying the amount bit by bit for what in future. So it's present value. The present value is what? The 10,000. The regular amount we don't know yet, but they told us the number of years it take for it to pay, and they're giving you the rate. So you just insert the necessary information to it. So yeah, this is the present value, which is what 10,000. There, I would like to bring this down so that you appreciate it better. Okay. So from the formula, the present value is given. We don't know the regular amount you're supposed to pay, but we have the rate. We have 1 minus what? 1 over 1 plus the rate, which is what 6%. So 6% converting decimal is 0.06. Then they said well for 6 years, all over the rate of return. Okay. So when we substitute after calculating everything, we have some annuities, so I wouldn't have to go through this process with you. After calculating everything, you are getting what? 2,033, 2,033 and 88 pesewas. Okay, so that's a regular payment. Now that we know the regular payment, we want to know how we are going to pay the government. So we are able to complete the loan at the end of what? The 6 years. Okay. Now this table is very important. This table is very important. Let's pay particular attention to this table. When I draw lines with this thing, it's not straight. Like I would have drawn lines and we would have solved the question. So first of all, let's pay attention here. This is a table, amortization table that we've constructed for this work. We know that this is the years. We are going to pay the loan for 6 years. So first you bring it here, right? Now beginning amount. Note that the amount we took is 10,000. That's the beginning amount. So let's consider the first year, right? Now they are saying that we are going to pay 22,033 cedis and 88 pesewas every what? Month. Okay. Oh, sorry, every year. Okay. So that is it. That's the equal installment amount. That's what is written here. Let's look at the first year. Now they said the interest. Right, well, they said the interest that we are paying is what? 6%. That's what they said, 6%. So the 6%, how can you get it? Then you have to calculate what the interest given times what? Beginning amount, right? The amount you borrowed, okay, beginning amount. So if you can take your calculator, when you multiply the 6% of 10,000, you are going to get 600 Ghana cedi. Right? When you get 600 Ghana cedi, now they said that the amount we are paying regularly consists of interest and principal. Now I want to know if 600 is the interest of the beginning amount, then what portion of the principal are we paid? Okay, now how can we get that? That will definitely be what? The equal installment here. The equal installment here minus what? The interest. Okay, so this amount, when we take out when we subtract the interest from it, what is remaining is the principal. The portion of the principal we paid for the first year. We are dealing with the first year, right? The portion of the amount we paid for the first year. Okay. Okay. Now, balance. This balance is looking at principal balance. Okay. Principal balance. So for us to know the principal balance, we have to subtract the beginning amount. The beginning amount is the amount we did what? We borrowed, minus the principal portion of the money we have what? Paid. Please, the principal portion of money we pay, and that is what? Principal minus what? Principal repayment. Okay. So it means that this is the principal amount left at the end of what? The first year. Now we go to the same process the second year. Second year, this will become the beginning amount. Now this is the principal amount left. So you will call it at the second year session. You go to the table, the regular amount you pay, you write it down. Now you take 6%, the interest rate is 6%. You multiply it by the principal at the beginning of the second year, then you get 513.97. Now, again, we would like to know the principal portion of the amount paid. And since this we know concept of the interest and the principal, you subtract it from this, you get it. Are you okay? All right, so when we get this, Now I want to know the principal amount left at the end of the second year. We take this amount from the principal at the beginning of the month, and we get what? This. Are we okay? Now, when we get this, now we come and start the second year. The second year, this will come at the beginning amount, the beginning principal. Now we are saying you are paying the equal payment you pay, because when you take loan, and except they write fluctuating interest rate, we pay fixed amount, right? So this fixed amount, we write it again. We find the 6% interest on this, and that is what 422.77. Okay. Now this is the interest portion. Want to know the principal amount that we paid for the third year? That will mean you what? Subtract it together. You subtract it from what? The equal installment. Then you know that the third year. So this is what you got. Now we want to know the principal balance left. That will be the principal paid for the third year minus the beginning principal of the third year. And this is what we have. Okay. Now after getting this, we want to now come to the fourth year to become a beginning amount for the fourth year. So we pay equal amount. We say it doesn't change. Now we find the interest of the principal at the fourth of the year, and that's a 326.10. Okay. Now after this interest, you take it from the regular installments, and this is what the principal amount you pay. So now we want to know the principal balance. That's this. Okay, so this is the principal balance left. Now the fifth year, you go to the same process. There's a principal balance, principal at the beginning of what? The fifth year. So we pay the equal installment, which is 22,033.88 per square. We find the interest on this is what? 22.65. We subtract it from this to get the principal portion of the amount we paid for the fifth year. And this is the remaining. After that, we want to know the remaining principal. We take the principal from the beginning principal, and that's what we get. Okay, now let's move. Now the sixth year, we bring it here. This is the sixth year. This is the regular amount. And we find interest on this amount. Then we look for the principal payment. To get the principal paid, we subtract this from this amount, then we got what? The principal amount we paid for this year. After we subtract the principal amount from this one, we get what? We're getting negative. Now the idea here is that the equal amount you are paying, it will be made in such a way that at the end of the period, you should what? Pay all your debt, as in the principal plus interest. So here, it's either you get 0 or something that is slightly different from what? 0. Okay. So if at the end of the period, we are getting some huge amount and then it's wrong. This is negative 1.7. Almost this insignificant. The amount is very insignificant. Okay. All right. So that is amortization. Okay. Yeah. So that is it. All right. So that's the end of time value of money. And hopefully, I think next week we'll do face-to-face. If you have any questions, just put it on the comment section. Okay. All right. So we are ending the meeting.